All right, welcome back to the highly original podcast. I'm Joe Martino
Michael Ianieri.
And we're back for episode 10.
Episode 10. That's crazy.
Did you think that we'd ever get to this point?
I did not, Joe, but somewhere deep down I did.
Awesome.
See, it was nice, right? It was like a nice thing to say about the 10th episode. Is this like a momentous occasion or what?
Probably should have been.
Our show turned 10.
But guess what? I already wrote out the notes for today's episode. And I didn't arrange anything special. So
it's okay. It's okay.
But now you kind of make me feel bad. I probably should have.
Well, you know what?
We're doing it right now. Trying to mark this some way.
We're doing this. We just turned. Well, we didn't turn 10 because that would imply that we've been around for 10 years, guys. It's our 10th episode, and I'm gonna add some party sounds right now.
Wow, Mike, those are really good party sounds.
Wow, this is great. Woohoo! 10th episode.
Yo, that's amazing.
All right.
But anyways, guys, couple updates on the podcast. As we mentioned last time, we're looking for more avenues for streaming. And Mike, I want to talk to you about some shirts. Maybe make some shirts with the logo.
Yeah, that's what
how great would it be?
Time. Just waiting.
You're walking down, in town, and you see your face on someone's shirt.
Dude, in all seriousness, that would make me probably especially if it was like a kid, I'd feel so happy. I'm like, man, am I a hero to somebody?
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Nah, but obviously we're gonna start small, but yeah.
I've been waiting.
I do want to talk to you. I know you have been.
I've been waiting for merchandise. I'm not gonna lie. I've been waiting to make merchandise, but
I tend to be a little bit maybe somewhat a more cautious one.
No, for
I'm
sure.
always like, Mike's like, come on, man, let's do that. I'm like, I don't know.
See, but we got a good thing going here, man.
I'm at the point that I do think I definitely want to make some shirts. Maybe see if there's any.
I think we can do a lot of different
things. At the very least for you and me, so we can.
For sure. The family, you know what I mean? Yeah. Some friends, Ooh, maybe we could, right now, off the top of our heads, we could even plan a giveaway for you know what I mean?
That's
all merchandise giveaway.
Honestly, that was something I was kind of thinking about doing first.
Okay.
Because I don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Of course.
We probably wouldn't sell that many at this point.
No, but we'd give a lot away.
There you go.
We'd give a lot away.
But watch our friends and family reject the shirts.
Yeah, they're free. I don't want it. I have too much stuff in my house.
I don't.
It's free. I don't want it, Mike.
Yeah,
that's what I think I'm gonna get when I offer a shirt. Nah, man, people are gonna wait in lines for these shirts, Joe. There's gonna be people lined up. I can already feel the audience's electricity right now. They want the shirts, man. Those 4 people want shirts.
You got it, man. Exactly. It probably will be 4 people.
Nah, man, we're grown guys.
Yeah, we are.
Subscribe before everybody else does.
Yep. Yeah.
Be one of a kind. Be original.
Yeah.
Highly original.
Highly original. We forgot to do that last time.
I know, man. That's good though. Gave it a little break, but now it's back.
Again, it is still Italian American Heritage and Culture Month.
Right.
And we are continuing our series on famous Italian Americans. So, you really liked this segment last time.
I did, yeah. I'm excited. I actually am.
You ready for this?
It was story time, man. It was awesome.
It was story time. I hope it wasn't too long.
Nah, it was, I loved it. Yeah, I was on the edge of my seat, man. Especially at the end.
All right, so we got our 3 for today. The first one is Amedeo Giannini.
Okay.
He was born in San Jose, California in 1870. He grew up on a farm, and there his family produced fruits and vegetables. And this is actually kind of tragic. When he was young, an employee shot his father, when he was young, actually, over a pay dispute.
Really?
Yeah. So that was but his mother and the siblings they kept the family business going. And he did a brief stint in college. But he decided that he would do better being a produce broker, so he dropped out pretty quickly.
Okay.
Which honestly, as you'll find out later on, it worked out all right for him.
Okay.
Good
job. Amedeo.
Yeah. And in 1904, He founds the Bank of Italy in San Francisco to serve the Italian immigrant population who were refused service at other banks because the other banks wouldn't.
Yeah, man.
They would not do business.
Italians were heavily discriminated against back in those days, yeah.
So he was like kind of saw an opportunity and gives banking service to them. And then in 1906, when San Francisco was like devastated by the earthquake of 1906, I don't know if you ever heard of that.
I didn't. But that's why it's good having.
It was a major. No, it was like a major catastrophe. Like a lot of the city burnt down. Like,
really?
It was pretty bad.
Really, man.
Yeah. So he sets up a temporary bank to assist in the recovery efforts, and then in 1929 he merges the Bank of Italy with a bank in Los Angeles called Bank of America Los Angeles, and that forms the Bank of America.
Are you kidding?
We all know that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I was waiting. I was like, there's going to be a twist. Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. That's fantastic.
You know, he becomes, one of the things he was really doing was he was one of the first bankers to serve like the middle class. Because I didn't really know this, Mike, but like up until it was like the early 20th century, banks were for like rich people.
Really?
Like the middle class didn't use them. They weren't like allowed. Like the banks wouldn't
kept their money at home. Yeah.
Yeah, like the banks didn't want to serve them. So
inconvenience probably to them. Yeah.
No, yeah, and he goes on, through loans and bonds. Now get ready for this. He financed the construction of the Golden Gate Bridge during the Great Depression.
Okay.
He financed through loans the production of Walt Disney's Snow White, which I believe is the first feature-length animated film. So,
dude, that's
that's great. That's like a pretty big impact, guys. Like, this guy, was heavily involved with modern day animation in a way.
Well, just think if he didn't do that, would we even have the Disney we have now? Like, would Disney own Marvel? No, who knows?
I mean, and the last thing one of the other things of note that he did, he also helped the creation of Hewlett Packard. He financed that, HP computers.
Yeah, really? Are you serious?
I mean, what became HP computers?
Yeah, no, but Hewlett Packard. Yeah, that's crazy.
And he financed the American war effort in World War II by with shipbuilding, and he provided loans to the Fiat car company that had a lot of their factories bombed in Italy after the war.
Wow.
So, and then in 1949, he died in San Mateo, California. So he pretty much lived most of his life in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Right. No, that's crazy, man.
Which actually has a little sizable Italian American population.
Well, it sounds like most of these stories sounds like a lot of these people immigrate too.
So then the next guy I got for us is Enrico Fermi. So he was born in Rome, Italy.
Okay.
And he excelled in school. He actually skipped his third year of high school because he was like so smart.
So good he didn't need it, yeah.
And in the 1920s and 30s, he studied and contributed to the field of theoretical and experimental physics, as well as teaching as a professor. Now, Mike, don't ask too many questions about the science stuff because I'm not like a science guy, and
all right, well then I'm not going to ask these questions.
All right,
I have a list.
So, many of his contributions, have his namesake. I think such as the Fermi-Dirac statistics.
I knew that.
I don't know what that means, guys, but he did it. And then in 1938, he was awarded the Nobel Prize in Physics for his research in nuclear reactions. And upon being awarded the prize in Stockholm, Sweden, he and his wife chose to immigrate to the United States in response to Mussolini's government passing the racial laws that imposed discrimination and segregation in Italy and its colonial empire. So his wife was Jewish, and now their marriage was a crime.
Yeah.
So, because he was just ethnic Italian, she was an Italian Jew, so they were they fled. And he continued to work in academia, and in 1942, he created the first nuclear reactor. And he obtained his citizenship in 1944, and he worked as part of the Manhattan Project that produced atomic weapons.
Right.
And after the war, he opposed further development of nuclear weapons. He was not... And I think that's a common thing with the guys who worked on the Manhattan Project. Like, their research was used to make these weapons, but they never wanted... They wanted to make, like, power, nuclear power and stuff. Right.
Not kill, thousands of people. I'm not sure.
Yeah. And he died in Chicago, Illinois in 1954.
54, man. Yeah. Wow.
So, I thought he was an interesting...
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's...
And then our last one for today is probably one that a lot of you guys will know. Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio.
Yeah. So he was born Joseph Paul DiMaggio in Martinez, California in 1914. He did not complete high school and began working odd jobs until he began playing semi-professional baseball in 1931 for the San Francisco Seals.
Seals?
Yeah. I didn't know about them either.
I didn't know about the Seals.
Yeah. So after that, he begins his professional career with the New York Yankees in 1936. He played until 1942, and then he enlisted in the U.S. Army Air Forces, where he served only stateside. He never went overseas during the war, but he was, it was World War II, and he was a physical education instructor.
Okay.
So he did, I think, trainings and stuff. So during the war, both of his non-citizen parents were labeled enemy aliens by the government. And his father, a fisherman, was barred from fishing in the San Francisco Bay, which he had fished for his whole life. Because that's something some Italians who were not citizens were restricted by the government. Their movement was restricted during the war, especially early on.
Yeah.
So he was discharged in 1945, and he returns to the Yankees the next year and plays until 1951. So during his baseball career, he was a 9-time World Series champion. And to this day, he holds the record for the longest hitting streak. It's not been beaten. So, after baseball, he got famous again for his brief and tumultuous marriage to actress Marilyn Monroe.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was not a long marriage, and there was abuse, and they kind of
wasn't good. Yeah, toxic.
It was a very toxic.
It was toxic before toxic was
toxic
cool.
marriage. They divorced in 1955, but he stayed devoted to her, and he oversaw her funeral. And people reported that his last words were, "I finally get to see Marilyn again," or something. So
really?
Yeah, there was.
Loved her. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. But as you said, it was a toxic relationship.
Yeah, man.
They couldn't be together.
It's crazy.
He also worked as a spokesman for various brands and companies until the early 1990s. And he passed away in 1999 in Hollywood, California.
Man.
So, yeah, I think that's a... I don't know. What do you... Did you know any of those guys?
Baseball? No, man. That's... obviously Joe DiMaggio, yeah, but I mean... Who's the second? He created the first nuclear reactor.
Enrico Fermi.
Enrico Fermi. That is such an Italian thing to hear.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, I was really proud of. What made me proud, in my roots, was Amedeo Giannini.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That guy, financing all those projects.
Yeah,
Walt Disney's Snow White.
That's crazy.
And Walt Disney's Snow White, that is an important film.
Yeah, for sure.
That changed film, guys.
That's I don't know, man. I'm not trying to sound corny or nothing, but it makes me really happy, prideful. It really lights a fire under that pride for my heritage.
During this whole research process, man, I really I was not kidding. Last episode, I said I've been swelling with pride.
I haven't felt like this since I heard the Rocky Balboa theme song and I was eating provolone cheese. So I haven't felt this prideful.
All right, way to ruin a heartfelt moment with a disgusting stereotype there,
Joe. That pumps. You don't get pumped up by the Rocky.
No, I'm messing around. I love provolone cheese. Provolone.
Psychopath.
Provolone cheese.
Nah, that's
one of my favorites.
That is honestly insane though. He created I can't get over that, the first nuclear reactor.
Okay, so that's the one for you. That's
wow. Because that, I said, that's such an Italian... I could see my grandfather just accidentally creating a nuclear reactor while he was trying to do concrete work.
Well,
it's just such a funny,
Enrico Fermi was he studied his whole life on that side. It was
He didn't do it one day. Obviously, but like I don't know, man. It's just interesting. Like it strikes me in a funny way, but more so very serious. Like it's interest. That's awesome, man. He worked on the Manhattan Project, and then kind of felt like he was separating from it.
A lot of those guys.
That's interesting, man.
He wrote papers in like 1949 when like the Soviet Union started getting their weapons. He was like said to our government was like, stop making more weapons. Like this isn't good.
You don't need any more of these, man.
It was just like we got to stop this.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Not to take anything else from anybody else away. You know what I mean? I'm tongue-tied over here. I'm speechless. Like this is the second installment of this, and I'm speechless again, bro. Like,
I think it's a pretty good series, and we're gonna be running it 2 more times.
2 more times, man.
So you guys got 6 more famous Italian Americans coming your way.
Till next year.
We'll probably have to do it next year. You think there are enough Italians to keep knowledge?
They're all highly original.
Yeah. But, so, guys, today, our nostalgic topic is SpongeBob SquarePants.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
So, that's I'm just giving you guys a preview there. Dennis, we love you, buddy.
Dennis.
And, hope you're listening. So, we got a few topics. So, real quick, I just want to mention, we might have to bump a few topics of this one. Takes us a little too long. The new Mario trailer dropped last week.
Yep.
Chris Pratt's voicing him, and he doesn't have an accent anymore.
No. Jack Black's Bowser. I don't know if you knew that.
Didn't know that. Sebastian Maniscalco is in it. I don't know who he's
that would have been funny for him to be Mario. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I think
he would have. When I heard that he didn't have that accent, I was a little upset. But I'm excited.
But what do you? My friend messaged me and was like, sent me the trailer and was like, "What do you think about him not having an accent?" My friend's Italian too.
Yeah, right.
So I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
but like something like I don't know. Yeah, like I don't know what like.
Well, I could have an understanding as to why they would do that because I was taking a filmmaking course one time and they said, if you have a main character and it's usually not good to have them have like a thick accent because the audience may not be able to connect with them on such a level. So I mean, I don't know if that's why they did that. That's a real thing. Like they try not to have too many like main characters have like thick accents because they just feel like people won't be able to connect or relate to them. I don't know, man. I'm excited to see this. It looks crazy, like seeing those little blue penguins, man. Like
that was so funny. Cool. That was funny. I did like that.
I paused it.
I was like, that is but a taste.
And then I was like so hyped because I was looking at my brother and I was like, you remember playing this Super Mario 64? Go to the painting and the little blue penguin.
I did like at the end when like you do, like because I was like Mario Brothers. All right, well why aren't they showing Luigi? And then like the little like post credit thing is like Luigi's like running from skeletons and he goes into like the haunted mansion.
I was excited about that too.
I was like, all right, that's cool.
I was excited about that too, but then I saw that. That was just like that was cool, man. That was probably the best trailer I've seen. I think in like the past. Nah, I can't even say that because I saw the trailer for Halloween. But I'm excited though for Super Mario. Chris Pratt's a great actor, Star-Lord for God's sake. So I'm excited to see what he has to do, what he can incorporate to the Mario cinematic universe. I never thought I'd say that sentence.
Mario cinematic universe. What they got called like the mushroom? The mushroom cinematic.
The mushroom cinematic universe. Yeah, no, that's public decency. No, that's. No one knows what that is yet. No one got that.
No, remember we went pretty in depth with it last time.
True.
Yeah.
True.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I love the trailer, man. I'm excited for the movie. The trailer, I love that it doesn't tell you nothing going on in the film. Like you could tell, like
I feel like I'm gathering it. Mario's inserted into this world that he doesn't know.
Yeah, no, for
real. Bowser's trying to take over the whole universe.
I mean, Joe.
I already figured this thing out, man.
You got this. Like you're like Charlie from Always Sunny when he was trying to figure out. He had all those.
And I'm gonna bet Mario wins in the end of the movie, and Bowser doesn't take over the world. That's just my guess.
I'm leaving. You just blew my mind, Joe.
Yeah.
Second time I'm leaving.
Second time.
I think that was episode 3. I said I was leaving.
Did you?
And
That's good memory.
Good memory. Yeah. No. True. I'll try.
Nah, but I guess what I wanted to talk to you today was conspiracy theories.
Conspiracy theories.
So,
I like that.
Are you a conspiracy theorist?
I'm not. I'm
No?
not. Straight up, I'm not.
Not even like a little bit?
No. I hope not. I mean,
No, yeah.
maybe there's something I think that's not true, and I
So,
look like a
I mean, I like conspiracy theories like in a fun way.
like involved in like a film or a TV show, or like you mean like genuine
like fun conspiracy
Yeah, like-
theories,
like we're all not real.
yeah.
We're all a simulation
like-
for one person who
it's like-
thinks we're all a simulation. Like, yeah, it's corny.
It's like I don't try to go with like the like the 9/11 was an inside job
Yeah,
stuff.
right,
I don't
right.
that kind of stuff. I'm not talking about, but I'm talking about
Foil
like
hat.
I do like watching videos of like a UFO,
Oh, that's
like
cool.
that kind of stuff. Like
Would
that's
that,
interesting.
if I do that, does that make me a conspiracy theorist,
I don't know. I mean, like
or does it make me
I
just
don't
like
know.
a scientist? Because I think scientist sounds cool.
Scientist.
If
Okay.
I'm like curious about UFOs.
All right. No, but like, I don't know. Like, do you have? So I guess you don't have any like conspiracy theories that you go.
I'm just trying to think one really quick off the top of my head. I think that
All right,
you go first, and I'm gonna.
Nah,
figure
it looks
something
like
out.
you don't go with. But, I guess like, I don't know. I have like a. I feel like I'm trying to think of like conspiracy theories. I have a tendency to think that like a lot of stores are like money laundering fronts.
Okay.
I don't know if that's a conspiracy theory, but like.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like,
Like,
what defines?
I'll
a
just see
conspiracy?
like businesses that I'm like, I never see anyone in there, but this store has remained open for like 10
for
years.
a while.
I'm like, how is this?
Yeah,
How
no,
is this like real? Like,
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, that I've definitely thought of things like that. So I guess I'm a conspiracy theorist.
I don't know, but well, I guess what I really wanted to get into. Looks like that topic fizzled out. Looks like, guys, we're not tinfoil hat wearers.
We're not,
that's
guys.
good, but
Joe, that is a good thing.
yeah.
I'm glad we realized that together.
But like UFOs, do you believe in UFOs?
I straight up do.
Do you think they're extraterrestrial in nature?
Of course, yeah. Well, no. I don't think everything you see flying through the sky, because unidentified flying object doesn't mean alien spaceship. It means unidentified flying object. I think there's some cool stuff, man, that we can't comprehend as people. We just can't. You know what I mean? And I definitely believe in extraterrestrial life. I don't think that they pass by Earth all the time. You know what I mean? There's too many galaxies out there.
Well, yeah, I've heard like I think it might have been Neil deGrasse Tyson or one of those guys said like if there is aliens, the chances that they will ever get here while we're still here,
yeah, like
it's just not gonna happen.
and yeah, I mean, you look up in the sky, you're looking back in time, like billions
Yeah,
of years.
like-
You know, I mean, and another thing he said too, he said our conception of what aliens would look like extraterrestrials would look like, is nothing as to what they really could look like. He was like, we're used to 2 nostrils, 2 eyes, 4 eyes, 8 eyes. He was like, they may have organs that we never
Don't
even
even-
you don't know, like you can't, I definitely believe in extraterrestrial life. I just don't think there's any near our Milky Way,
No.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Have you been-
I hate to say
Have
it.
you been following the government hearings? Like they're starting to release all.
For sure, man, for sure.
I haven't been following it that closely. I saw some footage of like
that
these
one.
weird like things that are like
It's like-
engaging our Navy pilots.
Yeah, it's like
and
the
stuff.
gray footage of like. I mean,
But, so what can you tell me about
What-
it? If you've been following
what
it?
I've been following it like lightly. Like I'll see my grandfather watching the news. I'm getting my coffee. I'll see like the UFO in the headline. I'm like, what the heck? And it's always that gray footage. It looks like Navy, like Air Force footage. Like I don't know, like surveillance footage. But I just think right now, from what I'm picking up, is that the people are very curious in this country as to if our government is holding something from us or not. And I think that with the internet, being as like powerful as it is right now, these questions are being asked more and more frequently. And I just think that people in our government are trying to give an answer by normalizing, like putting it on like TV every day and just trying to make people feel at ease. Maybe I haven't been studying it too much.
Now,
but
here's the conspiracy, man.
I'm liking it.
I've been hearing like there's some people who are thinking that they're doing this because they're trying to ease humanity into revealing, because like the aliens are coming or something. They know that it's going to get broken, so they're trying to ease us into.
See, that'd be crazy for sure. Do you think that's a possibility?
Dude, so all right. So my thing with aliens is like, I don't want to know.
Yeah, like
I don't want to know really, but I do find myself like looking at it sometimes. I find it interesting. But at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't want to know.
No, man, it's freaky. It's just
like one time I thought I was seeing it too.
Really?
I was in college. It was when I was living out these apartments on the south part of campus. I remember I was telling you about that last time.
Yeah, you were talking about like
two episodes ago when I had a lightsaber fight in the snow.
Yeah, in the snow.
Yeah, you know, as you do in college.
As a grown man, of course.
And my roommate, smoked cigarettes, and sometimes I would go out and just like,
get air.
He would smoke, and I would just like talk to him, and we would just be out. And I saw these 3 lights, like equal amount apart, and they were just like floating and not moving, like in the distance. And we were looking at them, and we were like,
you both saw it.
Yeah, we were like, what is this? And like they were just there, like it looked like they were in the same place for the longest time, not moving at all.
No hovering, nothing, just
still.
Yeah,
just like as if they were hovering.
Right.
Not.
But they weren't pulsating up and down.
No,
like
just still stagnant.
Okay.
And it's like, time's going by and we're just looking at it and I'm like, hey man, what is this? And my roommate starts to like film it too. So now I was like, he's doing stuff and I was like, all right, this is getting too real. Like, and I'm like, man, what? And like then all of a sudden they start moving towards us.
Are you serious?
And I'm like, I kid you not, I'm like, my thoughts were literally like, I'm about to see something that I don't want to see.
Yeah.
Because now I'm gonna know something, and I can't tell anybody about it because they're not gonna believe me. Like,
I think you're nuts. Yeah.
So like, it's just now I'm gonna forever have this information. Now, guys, it was a plane.
Okay.
But,
yeah. It was a plane?
Yes. But there was a moment where I was like, oh my God, I'm about to know.
Dang,
I'm about to know. And it was a weird feeling.
That's crazy.
It was a weird feeling, and I like didn't like it. I was like, oh my God.
Well, it struck me when you began that story is usually people always say like 3 lights like equally apart from each other. Like that's something you usually hear. Yeah, that's something you usually hear in like stories. Yeah,
it was just like.
That's fascinating, man. Nah, I mean, Joe, it's a possibility. Like I know, like there was. I had to be fake, but there was like footage from a helicopter. It was some news broadcast. They're in a helicopter, and there's this like UFO that just flies by. And people like I like have an uncle, and he was like, "No, that was on the news back in like '97 or whatever it was." He was like, "That was live." I don't know though. I can't remember the name of the video. I could look up. I don't know, man. UFOs are like it's hard to really talk about it, man, because you don't, like you said, like you don't know, you don't want to know, like.
But like, have you ever seen the movie Signs?
I haven't. No.
M. Night Shyamalan.
I haven't. I'm disappointed now. I love M. Night Shyamalan.
It's a local filmmaker, man.
I know.
Local to us.
Local to us, yeah, of course.
Dude, I think Signs depicts like alien invasion in such a great way because like the way it shows you how people would react because a lot of it is they're seeing it on the news. And like,
just bugging out.
Yeah.
For
and there's
real,
like a scene where like it's like footage from like it's supposed to be this birthday party in Brazil, and real quick you see like in the footage all the kids are like running and like an alien just walks by and like looks. Even though it's not that scary, it's like one of those like psychologically scary things. Yeah. And like Joaquin Phoenix's character is watching on TV, and he's just it's like oh, like he's like starts freaking out when he sees it.
Yeah.
And it's like. Dude, even as I'm thinking, I'm getting chills. Cause
that's how it would go down.
Scene because it is like that's how you would react if like
dude,
this just started happening.
I'd be mortified, Joe, if I knew they were like aliens.
Like it's such a dude. You need to see that movie. It's so
Signs.
good.
Yeah, I definitely got to check that out, man.
It's
sure, man.
It was shot It takes place in Doylestown. Was shot in Doylestown.
Really?
Yep.
That's neat, man. That's cool. M. Night Shyamalan's that guy. He is that guy.
No, yeah, but so I just wanted to like talk to you about that.
I know Jupiter has a moon, or Saturn has a moon that is literally an ocean underneath, like a pretty thick crust of ice. That's what the moon is made out of. Bro, is it Saturn or Jupiter, man? It's the moon. I think it's called Titan.
Okay, Titan. Yeah,
and
I've heard of Titan.
Yeah, and
I think that's Jupiter.
Yeah, Jupiter, and the moon is just ice, and underneath, like, I don't know how many miles of ice is just the ocean. And they've confirmed it. Maybe it's not Titan. I don't know, man. I hope nobody chews me up in these comments. Yeah. Actually, I hope they do chew me up in the comments, because I like a fight. No, I'm kidding, Joe. I'm just kidding.
Hey.
Joe looked at me like I was yesterday's
Go
garbage. Nah, man. I don't know, man. I think it's Titan, and I think if there was any alien life,
they think it would be there.
I think it would be there. Okay, I just think they'd be like fish, though. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like aquatic animals.
No, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think like the last thing I did want to say. What if this podcast was all that's left of human civilization?
And like whatever the beings that are in the
like
future,
they find this and like everything that they can like know about human civilization.
Would that make us like gods? Like, would this be like the new Bible? Would you go that far? Like, if human life ceased to exist,
I feel like we'd be like the Hammurabi's Code.
Hammurabi's Code,
or something like that. You know, like one of those like obelisks with writing on it.
Oh man, I'd be really curious to see how.
Or like an Egyptian pyramid, like
with like some
You know,
are people discovering this, or is it like aliens? Alien people discovering the highly original podcast. I think they do great.
You think
if they base their civilization off this show, they're going places.
Wait, did you ever see that movie, Galaxy Quest? That's literally the plot of Galaxy Quest.
Yeah, I definitely did. No, I'm thinking of Starship Troopers. Galaxy Quest.
Starship Troopers.
With Tim Allen?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. I saw that on VHS.
It's essentially like Star Trek.
Right.
But they, it's like a fictional Star Trek, and like the cast, like they do Comic-Cons to like make money, and they get abducted by these aliens, and these aliens have like modeled their entire society off of this old show. And they think that they're like all these characters are real, and they think they're like they look up to them as leaders, and then they have to help them fight this these like evil aliens. It's a good movie if you guys haven't seen it. But
come on, man, Tim Allen, he's that guy. Tim Allen, Santa Claus, he was fighting aliens. He was Tim Allen and the Home Improvement.
Yeah,
he's versatile.
And Buzz Lightyear.
It's Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. To infinity
and beyond.
Exactly. You see the new Lightyear movie?
No, I didn't. Was it good?
I didn't either. I heard it was pretty good.
Heard good things.
Very good things. I'm excited.
Yeah. I just wanted to chat about that. But I think the next topic I wanted to do was school movies.
School movies?
Were there weird movies that they would show you on in school?
Yeah, there was. There was a driver's ed one. I'm like, I don't know his real name, but Kramer was in the whole thing. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't. I thought that was like a standard driver's ed video. It was just like Kramer.
Really?
Yeah, no, it was like, I was following this girl. And
is he playing like a Kramer type character? Or
he's just like talking to kids about like something would happen, like a car crash would happen, and then he would just like pop up on the screen and like explain as to why it happened. It's basically Kramer giving you like, automotive.
Does he come into the frame?
He's not like
twitching.
I in my memory, yeah, but I don't think he really did though. Just because I saw was Kramer.
You're just like
I didn't see anything. Yeah, I heard that bass. Yeah, and I just saw
every time the car crashes.
Yeah, just like the Seinfeld outro bass theme. Yeah. Nah, man, that was definitely a weird one. Oh my God, there was one. Dude, I remember, I haven't thought about this since. It was like in music class. And all I remember is Skidamarinky Dinky Dink? Skidamarinky Doo. I remember they were singing that. Dude, it was like a bootleg Barney. Like, that's how I remember it. It was the weirdest thing, and they were singing Skidamarinky Dinky Dink.
You know what I love? Like, we had very different school experiences.
I know, it's great. We definitely
But they're
did.
both, like, equally
As,
absurd.
like, yeah,
like,
like,
these
questionable.
Like these, like, weird things that just happen. Like, so, the first thing I want to mention is a school movie that I thought was amazing.
Okay.
It's called The Prince of Egypt.
Prince of Egypt.
DreamWorks animation. It's like the Moses story, musical. Mike, this is some of the most beautiful animation that you will ever see.
Really?
And as an animator and a filmmaker, I'm telling you, watch this film.
No, yeah, really.
It is a beautifully made film.
No, I'm gonna definitely check that out. Yeah.
You got like Jeff Goldblum in it. Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
You have Martin Short and Steve Martin play like the Egyptian like priest.
Steve Martin plays an Egyptian
that like
priest. That's
you know
awesome.
like they're such a great duo. They have such a great
What's
great
this called
song.
again?
It's called The Prince of
Prince
Egypt.
of Egypt.
It's a DreamWorks film from like the 90s. And who's that one guy? You got, I think, what's his name? Ralph Fiennes, that British actor.
I don't know, man. I'm sorry. Ralph,
he's like one of the pharaohs, and you got what's that guy's name? That British actor who played. He's in American Dad. Bullock. He plays Bullock.
He's in American Dad.
Man, he was Professor X in the X-Men.
Oh my God! Now you're
guy?
killing me, dude. Sir Patrick Stewart. Yeah, Sir Patrick Stewart.
Yeah, he plays like a pharaoh, dude. It's such a great
Sir
film.
Patrick Stewart.
Please watch it. The animation alone is just stunning.
Yeah, nah, you definitely sold me on the animation.
Yeah,
you definitely
like,
sold me on the animation. I definitely gotta check it out.
It's like kind of like you look at modern animation, you're like, wow,
we're going back.
We're going
yeah,
backwards.
for real. No,
We're
we
going
are.
backwards.
We are going back. We are going back.
But that was an amazing one. I just wanted to kind of promote that one. But in high school, they showed us like these evangelical films.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like they're trying to make like religion cool.
Right, yeah.
Kind of thing. And then it would always backfire. Because now like they're showing us these lame things. That's not gonna...
like, making fun of it like subconsciously.
Yeah, like... So there was this one called Fireproof. And there was the other one was God's Not Dead.
Oh.
So I'll just give you the rundown of the plot of God's Not Dead. This college kid goes to college, and he takes a philosophy class, and like the first day the professor's like, everybody take out a paper and write that God is dead, because I teach this course from the perspective, you know, God's a fairy tale, you know.
Okay.
So I guess like they're trying to be like show like the American education system is like anti-God.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, which there might be some biases that exist, but like
right.
No professor would be able to get away with doing that.
No,
like
no.
That's not
even in my school.
No, at any school. Like, that's like yeah,
for sure not. Yeah, no.
You know, so basically, eventually, this kid has to like take. Like, he, like, has to debate the professor to prove God's existence.
Oh, God.
It's, like, you know, all dramatic. There's, like, all these little side plots. There's a woman who's, like, Muslim, and her father's, like, really oppressive, and she, like, converts to Christianity, and he, like, attacks her.
Yeah.
There's, like, a Chinese foreign exchange kid who, like, wants to convert, and his dad's like telling him like just follow what most people do. It's
I don't think it's
the
trying
film
to...
is just filled with like bad stereotypes, bad acting, bad writing.
But they were really trying to get
like, and it's
this is what the youth wants to see.
There's like the Duck Dynasty guy makes a cameo.
You're kidding.
Like, you know, and like.
This is newer. This
the end of the movie, like when he finally debates the guy. He's like, he finds out, like, I don't know, the professor's mom died of cancer, and, like, he prayed, and, like, she didn't get cured. So he's like, who are you mad at? Me or God?
That's like the dramatic thing.
The professor,
the professor gets hit by a car and is like dying, and like this pastor character like comes to him. He's like, "Listen, you're gonna die, but I can save you. Accept Jesus into your heart right now." Like,
does he?
I don't even remember. Like,
oh God!
I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah,
but it's so like
I know you're
it's just it was such a crazy film.
I just like how you said they were really trying to be hip and cool with it, thinking like you guys would like take away this beautiful message, but
like I will speak to its defense. I think if they had written it well, gotten rid of these stereotypes, I think there could have been an interesting plot.
Right.
Of like a kid taking, like a Christian kid taking on his atheist professor.
Yeah,
that could have been an interesting
little dialogue. Yeah, that was some fun dialogue.
But they added all these like weird things, and there's like a Christian boy band that like sings a song.
No,
like, it's like.
Yeah. Oh my God! Yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, you know what this is called?
It's called God's Not Dead.
It's called God's Not Dead.
It's literally called
straight up stated that in the beginning.
And
like I could find that on YouTube.
Probably. Like,
cause I'm gonna search it up.
Mike's gonna watch that tonight.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah.
But you gotta watch Kramer Car Crash compilations.
I
don't know what the heck it was called.
Kramer Car Crash compilation.
Kramer calls car crashes, and I'm done. It wasn't funny.
Oh, it's alright, man.
Unfunny, Joe. It was bad.
You always say that. Don't say that, man.
I know.
Don't say that.
I know.
Just don't.
I gotta critique myself so I stay fresh.
I got you, man.
Stay on point.
Subway. Eat fresh.
Every day.
Every day you eat Subway?
I eat Subway.
Anyways, so we're gonna talk about SpongeBob. So
I love it, bro.
Are you ready, kids?
I love it, man. I love SpongeBob, bro.
Yeah, so SpongeBob. Let me just pull up my research here.
Created by Steven
Hillenburg.
Hillenburg is the man.
Yeah, and did you know, Mike, that he was like a marine biologist?
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Yeah,
he had a comic, and it was like.
No, but he was a legit marine biologist.
No, he was. It was
like
his passion.
It was an academic. No, it was like that was his profession. He was an academic, or a researcher. And so SpongeBob, guys, it was started in I think 2000. No.
Well,
1999.
Production was
1999. My bad. And it is. I think it's still running.
Oh, for sure. No, they got a Patrick Star show now.
Yeah. Have you seen that?
I haven't.
No, me neither.
We're not going to talk about that.
Yeah, all right. But
the original SpongeBob series, yeah. I don't know if that's still running, man.
No, I believe
it is. I know there's like a
3D
animated version.
Yeah, they made a lot of movies and stuff, but so basically, I assume most people know who SpongeBob is.
Oh, come on. Even like everybody knows SpongeBob.
But Mike, I gotta.
You gotta.
I got you.
You gotta. Go ahead. Do it.
So SpongeBob takes place in a underwater city of like anthropomorphic fish called Bikini Bottom, under the Bikini Bottom Atoll Island in the Pacific Ocean. And it follows SpongeBob, who works as a fry cook at the Krusty Krab fast food restaurant.
Right.
With his neighbor Squidward, who's cynic and doesn't like SpongeBob, but SpongeBob likes him. His best friend Patrick, who's just dumb,
yeah.
And
if Homer Simpson was a starfish,
yeah, and his greedy boss, Mr. Krabs, and it kind of follows his adventures in this kind of wacky world. But I think SpongeBob helped like form my sense of humor. I think SpongeBob was like it helped me like teach like I think it was sophisticated humor in a way.
Sure,
in a way.
Yeah, it was, man.
But like I think it is probably one of the greatest cartoons.
Oh, for sure. SpongeBob SquarePants. I agree with you, man.
And I'm so glad. I think we were around for the golden age. I think the golden age was when Steven Hillenburg was the showrunner.
Yeah, man.
And that's like that's until like the first movie, like the first 3 seasons. and the first movie. He was like in direct creative control.
Yeah, man.
And Hillenburg, he passed away. Actually, did you know that? Like
I didn't know
a few
that.
years ago.
That's
Yeah,
actually really sad.
He was young. He wasn't.
He was very.
He wasn't
young.
an old
That's,
man.
You
Like,
shocked me just now. I swear to God, you shocked me. That's.
But
Damn.
yeah, man. I mean, I grew up watching it. I'd say it was my favorite show growing up as a kid. I don't know about you. Would you say it was your?
Yeah, I would literally get yelled at because I would like block the TV doing like I would pose like a fish and I would sing the whole theme song. I
Oh, really?
love that show. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
remember.
think my mom would want to like everybody would want to watch SpongeBob.
No,
it was hilarious.
That's just that. I remember my dad and I were flipping through the channels, and he landed on Nickelodeon, and we like saw it, and my dad was like saying to my mom, like, "This show's hilarious."
Yeah, man.
Like,
They're great.
like,
Like-
like, just like,
When they go to play hooky.
oh
Like,
yeah,
stuff like that. Like, you know, you can see as a kid and like,
But
what the heck?
like, I'd say I can quote a lot of those first 3 seasons. There's so
Yeah.
much SpongeBob dialogue
For sure,
that I
man.
can quote.
Patrick, your genius is showing. Where? And he like he blocks
And
himself.
like, I guess so. Break it down real quick. What are your favorite episodes? Who's your favorite character?
Favorite episode?
Yeah.
My favorite episode would be the Hashling Slasher episode. That was the way. Yeah, that was. I love that. Taking out the trash at night. I love that. I love that. Favorite character?
Yeah, one of my favorite parts of that is when he's like taking the trash out. He's like, "This will be easy," and he's just like,
Yeah.
he's like running, yeets it into the
Trash bag's
dumpster,
up in the air.
just flies back in the door. He's just like, piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Yeah. Yeah. I love that, man.
Yeah, like,
Dude, I just love how like that episode just like Squidward and SpongeBob. You felt like you were stuck in the Krusty Krab with those two. Like as a kid, I was stuck in the Krusty Krab with both of them, and the Hashling Slasher was stalking all of us. Like that's how I felt. Like, I was submerged in Bikini Bottom, man. It was crazy.
no, that one's a brilliant one. I'd say one of my favorites that I mean, the band episode
Oh man,
is definitely.
classic.
I think they could have ended the show with that. That could have been the finale.
That would have been sad.
And it still would have been the greatest
Sweet
show.
victory, yeah.
Like, but I'd say the Justice League one.
Yeah,
That is one of my that's
a great one.
with the because they
Krakatoa.
they have to help. There's these heroes, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy, and they like split up, and Barnacle Boy becomes a villain. And
Barnacle Man, right?
Yeah, because he wants to be treated like a man.
He's
Because
a
they're both
man.
like in their like 70s and 80s,
Right.
You know.
But he's named Barnacle
Yeah,
Boy, and
like,
he
and
feels
he's
like he
like-
lives in Mermaid Man's
Yeah.
shadow.
and he's like, he's like, I'm tired of playing second fiddle to a man who wears a bra.
Yeah.
He's like-
Hey, for those of you that don't know, Mermaid Man wears 2 purple clamshells as a bra.
As a bra, yeah.
Yeah, it's
It's
great.
part of his
It's a superhero getup.
but he wears
awesome.
a shirt
Under the bra.
So it's,
yeah.
But-
It's a hero costume.
and actually, we were talking about last episode. Ernest Borgnine was the voice of Mermaid Man.
Yeah, man. That's
the
fun.
acclaimed actor. But yeah, I love that episode, and I love how they put this guy called the Chief. It's like a real person in the cartoon world, and like, well, it's one of my favorite lines is they're like, SpongeBob's like, "Holy halibut, it's the Chief," and it's like, "Thank you, Quickster, but I think we all know who I am."
Yeah.
And like
He's like chaotic with his hair, and
Yeah,
he's like,
and, like,
frantically moving.
you know, Mike, you know me. I love humor that's just like weird and surreal like that.
Right.
So like that's like the fun.
You love that. Yeah, we were watching that
Like,
clip not too long ago.
I
Like,
think you all know who I am.
he's like making out with himself.
Yeah, like because they're like, he's like, because what's his name? Barnacle Boy joins a group called Evil, which is every villain is Levins. Yeah, it's like this alliance of villains, and they're harassing teenagers at like a makeout spot.
Make out pier.
Makeout reef.
Make out reef. Yeah, make
And
out
he's like, Evil's been spotted harassing teenagers at Makeout Reef. You know, Makeout Reef. And he just flips around, turns around, and like starts like putting his hands like
Over
up
his
in his
shoulders, yeah.
and just like, and turns around, he's just like, woo!
Yeah,
Like,
he's going crazy and crazy.
it's like, how did they just put that in the?
Do you think he played
children's-
Santa? And he because that
Yo, you're kind of right.
because of the voice when he goes, It sounds like so similar when he's like Santa freaking out.
Because
Like,
they did that too. And like this is another one of my favorite parts of SpongeBob. And why I loved it, because they just kind of like did what they wanted.
yeah.
Like,
I love how they have live action segments.
Yeah.
And that's something Steven Hillenburg wanted to do on, oh my God, what is the name of the show he was working on
Rocko's
before?
Modern
Yes,
Life,
they
yeah.
wanted to incorporate that, and they didn't. And that's why you see, like, when they were on the Flying Dutchman ship, and they had, like, the perfume section, like, this mall, like, remember it was, like, this whole store in the ship, and all, like, the gorilla?
Oh, the gorillas.
There's, like, so many live action, like, scenes. It's so cool, man.
But I do love the Santa in the Christmas episode. You know, Squidward is like, it's like the first Christmas it's going to be celebrated in Bikini Bottom.
Right.
And Santa doesn't come. And SpongeBob got the whole town whipped up about it. He doesn't come. And then Squidward dresses up like Santa and gives all of his possessions away to people
Yeah.
to make SpongeBob happy.
I got a toaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in the end, Squidward's on his front porch or his front lawn, and a real life Santa is shown, and it's just like, oh, like Merry Christmas, Squidward. And then like Squidward looks like, it shows him with a look of terror, and the Santa is like clutching his head, just like throwing his head around, just going,
Yeah.
like just like it's like the most insane
It's maniacal.
thing,
Like,
and it's just like, I think that really did. See what I'm saying? It helped sculpt my sense of humor
For sure,
like,
man.
surreal things like, you know, I love that show. I think you should leave.
Yeah, you do love that
Like,
show, yeah.
I love stuff like that. Like, I love, you know, a lot of the Adult Swim shows.
No, man,
Because
they're
it's
all
like
they're
just
all in
these
that
weird,
same. What would you classify that humor? That
surreal.
humor,
I would say like
yeah.
surrealist
comedy.
humor. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, man, that's part of what is like kind of attracting me to your show.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring up my show, but
it's very like
Yeah.
surrealist.
Yeah, I
just
didn't
like
SpongeBob was definitely
because I like what you're doing is just like you're not explaining why
man.
like bears are
talking, yeah.
And I don't know. Are you even having? Is Devin even questioning?
Devin doesn't.
Yeah, like,
Devin never. He questions in the beginning for like a second. And then it's just like, all right,
just like okay,
these are my new friends.
all right.
Yeah, man. It's very similar in that way of just like surrealism, like.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess like we can delve into like the SpongeBob movie a little bit if you want.
I definitely want to, man. I can talk about SpongeBob all night, brother.
But
You don't gotta ask me. Come on.
I mean, there's so many episodes that I'm thinking.
That's the
of
thing.
now,
We're just passing over. Like,
like,
I said the hash slinging slash was my favorite,
now you're
and then you brought up like two others, and I was like, oh god.
I think another one I love is the one where Mrs. Puff goes to prison. that is so. Mrs. Puff is SpongeBob's driving instructor, and he always like fails and crashes, and like she like hates. She's like has trauma over
Yeah,
him.
she's like scarred.
But there's one where like he really like he's like speeding on the highway that gets chased, and when they crash because he's a student driver, she gets arrested, and but they crash like into a cranberry truck that like floods the retirement home.
Yeah,
there's so many good lines.
Blood,
It's like you see like these like all these senior citizens like the nurse is like, all right, seniors. Now let's let the world see your nice white clothes, and she like opens the window and like just everything is stained.
I remember that. Oh my god!
But one of my favorite lines in that is Mrs. Puff's like doing the lunch duty, and this like there's just like this like
hey, Puff Mom.
yeah, like this like guy just walks up, but it's like it's one of the inmates, and it's like a women's prison. He's like. What's for dinner tonight, Puff Mama? Chili! And she's just like, oh, hello, Donna. Like, and it's just like...
You have like a 5 o'clock show.
like 5 o'clock show.
And it's like...
it's just...
Strong looking fish.
It's just my favorite line. What's for dinner tonight, Puff Mama? Chili!
Yo, and then SpongeBob, like, they ripped the guard's face off so that he was in the chili.
But, that's the part where he's like, Mrs. Puff,
yeah.
it's eyes.
In the chili.
And she's like... He's like, I brought Patrick. And she's like, why?
He's like, chili.
He's like, because we're here to rescue you. No, I mean, why'd you bring him?
Yeah.
Oh, he likes chili. Like, there's so many great
No, for sure,
moments.
man. I love,
the one where they go clam fishing.
That's one of my favorites,
Yeah,
too.
that's a great one.
Mr. Krabs loses his mind
yeah.
because a clam ate his $1 million. Clams are essentially like...
They had like a live orchestra.
Fish or sharks, depending on how big they are in this, the universe.
Snails or cats.
Yeah, like there's a lot of...
SpongeBob is a very like surreal
But yeah, like there's
world.
like a live action
like
orchestra from like the 1920s. He's like a staccato in D minor. Every sailor knows that means death.
Dude, like that.
Because like music starts playing, but they can hear it. Like,
and like gets more intense. Dude, that was actually like one of those memories I have. Like that was up there watching Jaws. Like when I was a kid watching that.
They were like spoofing Jaws.
No, like when I was a kid watching that, dude, I was scared.
Oh really?
Yeah, no, I was actually like frightened. But it just got too intense, bro.
I love the part where like Mr. Krabs finds the orchestra. He's like, where are you? Where are you? He opens this cabinet and it's just archive footage of like
old,
this 1920s conductor,
like 30 frames per second.
He's like, there you are. He's like, stop playing.
Yeah. Oh my god.
It's just like, that show was amazing.
Remember they had to paint Mr. Krabs' house?
Oh yeah.
That was a crazy one. Like Patrick and SpongeBob, like. I forget what happened. They ended up.
The threat is if they get paint on any of his valuables, he's going to cut their butts off and mount them over his
mantle fireplace. And they got a speck of paint on his first dollar bill.
Well, then there's that line with Patrick. He's like, you got paint on my first dollar. You know what that means. And like Patrick's like, can I just use mine one last time?
And you know, as a kid, you don't realize, but like the parents sitting by, they got their laughs in too, man. SpongeBob was great.
Oh yeah,
great for that reason. Like,
completely.
I'm gonna go play hooky, and then like hooks. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. I didn't know what hooky meant as a kid. I thought it genuinely meant play on fish hooks.
Well, all that part, like, so like the fishermen come to Bikini Bottom in the hooky episode, and like they pull on the hooks and they get thrown up because they're getting reeled in. They jump off, but then like Mr. Krabs is like, "Don't do that because you're gonna get hooked." And there's this part like where SpongeBob's like, "Patrick, it's dangerous," and like it just shows Patrick with like 20 hooks in his mouth. He's like, "SpongeBob, does this look dangerous?"
Yeah,
to you?
He's like drooling.
And he's like, they're just like
it's like mouth wide open,
hooks just like lodged in his mouth. Like,
look, he was like, if they were dangerous, would they be covered in free cheese? Yeah.
Cheesy.
Yeah. Dude, and then SpongeBob was like teaching how to blow bubbles. Wasn't that one? And like he had like a bubble blowing stand. Yeah, the technique. And then like that a giant bubble elephant.
Yeah.
Like, and then Squidward's house, of course. Didn't it like get picked up and like floated into the sky?
Yeah.
Poor Squidward, man.
Well, speaking of Squidward, I have found that I think Squidward's like my favorite character now.
Yeah, well,
and like I relate to him in some ways.
Isn't that crazy? As a kid, you're like to SpongeBob, Patrick, and then you get older and you're like, bro, like Squidward had the right idea. Like, leave that guy alone. Like, let him just rest. Like,
he's just trying to like live a little bit of luxury that he can.
You know, one of the I miss when they would they wouldn't always do it, but like it was like a post-credit scene, and it would be like a 3-minute like short episode. Remember the one when he had like the leaf blower? SpongeBob had the leaf blower.
Like early on.
Yeah, they would like put these like little clips. I don't know if it was at the end or if it was like almost like a commercial they would like put out.
Yeah. I think they
were like SpongeBob filler.
They'd be like taped onto another episode.
And that was funny, man. That was a great one. It's just so you, as a kid you're like stupid Squidward, but now I'm like, man, if I was Squidward, bro, I would have moved.
Yeah.
And he did move. He went to like an all squid community. Remember that? They all had like the tiki houses.
They do. Canned bread.
Yeah, canned bread. Oh my God!
That's a good one.
My mind's being unlocked.
I think we're actually gonna have to skip the movie.
Yeah, because we're just
and do an episode on the movie.
The movie, yeah, because that's a great movie.
Broken down. But in the last 10 minutes, I did want to talk about something I did a few years ago.
Okay.
I did me and my friends all got together. We made PowerPoints for each other on like goofy topics, right?
Okay.
It's like a fun thing. I suggest you do it with your friends. It's fun. fun game to
A
do.
little drinking game, maybe, or
Yeah,
no?
yeah, it is.
Well,
It
all
is.
right. I was gonna say, yeah, it definitely is, Joe.
It is.
Don't be modest with yourself.
My mother listens. Come on.
I'm drinking sparkling water, Joe. Come on, bro. Nah, I'm kidding.
But we did this game, and my presentation was the political affiliations of SpongeBob characters.
Oh God.
So like, I took a sampling of SpongeBob characters, and I was like, this is like their ideology. This is who they voted for in the last election, because it was the Trump versus Hillary election.
Okay.
So, I don't know. How do we want to do? I don't know if I want to go through every character I did. It's from my memory. I do have the PowerPoint.
You got it. Yeah, definitely.
But
that'd be fun to post on Instagram.
yeah, it would.
You can find it.
It would. If I can find it, yeah.
A couple pieces.
I think it's my Google Docs.
Okay.
But yeah, so I had, and just a disclaimer, guys. This is fun.
Yeah, please.
If any of you actually get upset from this segment, take a look at yourself in the mirror.
Exactly.
And ask, really?
You just listen to people talk about talking sponges.
Yeah,
Now you're talking
so-
about politics. Don't get offended.
But, so I had SpongeBob. I was like, SpongeBob, he's voting for Joe Biden.
Right.
Because he doesn't like bullies.
Or was this Clinton? You said, was it Clinton and Trump or Joe Biden and Trump?
No, it was Biden and Trump. No,
Biden,
you're right.
okay,
I'm
okay.
sorry.
Okay,
My
no, I
mistake.
was, okay.
I was like, Trump called people names. I'm like, SpongeBob wouldn't.
Yeah, he wouldn't
do
do
that.
that.
And I'm like, SpongeBob, he might not even know what Biden's really any policies. He I love SpongeBob, but he's not like reading stuff,
Yeah.
So he would just be like, I want to be with the guy who's nice.
Right.
So then I was like, Patrick, I was thinking he gets like scared into supporting Trump because, I don't know, like a QAnon person meets him, and I feel like he'd like,
Oh, God.
oh no!
Yeah.
So like he like, but then he doesn't show up on election day. He forgets the vote.
That's very Patrick.
I was like, that's what I had Patrick doing.
Oh God, that's
I was
Patrick.
like, Mr. Krabs definitely voting for Trump
Right.
because he's
All about the money.
all
man.
about taxes.
Right.
Who's gonna lower my taxes?
Yeah.
The Republicans. So he's gonna, So he'd be like Republican through and through.
This is already very accurate.
Squidward, I was like, what did you think, Squidward?
I could see Squidward being like, I could see him being a Democrat.
Thank you.
I could.
Thank you.
He's
Definitely.
artsy. He's like,
Yes!
Yeah, he's like.
Yes, exactly, Mike. Because I had some of my friends go like, well, Squidward, no, he wouldn't vote for. I was like, do you not pay attention to the
Yeah,
character?
he's definitely. I could see him being.
He's a full-on Democrat.
Yeah, for sure.
He is
for sure.
he's like your standard like liberal Democrat. Like
Right, no, he is, man. He is. What did people say he would have been like a Republican? Because
like because he's like
miserable. Yeah.
yeah. Like, and I was like, in the movie, he literally says like he's like, he's sort of almost like a stereotype of like the kind of haughty liberal Democrat.
Right.
Like there's like a scene in the what's called the movie where he's like, Plankton's like kind of like taking over the city. He's like, you might have this whole backwater town fooled, but you can't fool me. I listen to public radio.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. I didn't backwaters see.
Yeah, like this backwater town.
Oh, God.
I listen to public radio. That's like the like.
What do you got for Sandy?
So Sandy was hard.
Libertarian? She's from Texas.
I said she's like a progressive in the end.
Yeah.
But her Thanksgivings are definitely contentious.
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
she's from rural Texas.
I was gonna say, yeah.
But I think, she's a woman who went into the STEM,
Yeah.
like, science, mathematics, all that stuff. And
Karate.
I think in the end,
Independent, yeah.
I think she's probably pretty feminist, pretty,
Right. That's it.
not that Republicans can't be feminists,
No, I know what you're
conservatives
saying,
can
yeah.
be feminists. Not saying that, but I clocked her as a progressive.
Okay.
But probably comes from conservative
roots, yeah.
roots, and
Conservative squirrel
Thanksgiving's
roots.
probably contentious.
Okay.
That's what I said. That's
Plankton?
what I said.
Plankton?
Plankton, no one. Because Plankton would only ever want to see himself in control.
I love it.
So I'm like,
damn.
Plankton's got no
accuracy here,
he's got no political affiliation.
Why did you win a prize for this, dude?
I know. Then I did Doodlebop.
Oh god.
And I was just like anarchist. He's not voting for anyone.
He's not voting for anyone.
He just wants the world to burn.
Oh god.
He has no.
That's definitely Doodlebop for sure.
Then, this was good. I was like Larry the Lobster. I was like whoever Joe Rogan tells him to vote for. that was my answer to that. I was like
Larry the Lobster.
You know that Larry listens to Joe Rogan.
You can tell. Yeah, you could tell.
You know. And I had Bubble Bass.
Oh no.
And I was like, Bubble Bass is a libertarian, but won't vote. But he's like a libertarian because he it's different and he just has to be better than everybody else.
Yeah.
Now I'm trying to think who was another. Squilliam, Democrat.
Yeah.
He's like an old money Democrat. He's like a main.
I see that.
He's a mainline Democrat.
Yeah,
For those of you guys who are from the Philadelphia area, he's a mainline Democrat.
I see that. Yeah.
You know, he probably funds the arts, patron of the arts and stuff. You know.
What do you say about Squidward sucking eggs through a straw or something like that?
He voted him most likely to suck eggs in college or something, or in band class or something.
Oh god.
Squilliam's got great lines like, "Come on, everybody, let's go take a ride in my balloon / casino."
Oh yeah. Oh god.
But then what was the other? One of my favorite lines of Squilliam. For those of you guys who don't know, Squilliam Fancy Son the third. I looked it up. He's
the third. He is the third.
Is Squidward's nemesis.
Right.
And he looks like Squidward, but he has a unibrow and wears a smoking jacket.
I wonder, are they voiced by the same person? I'd imagine.
Maybe. I don't know. But there's a line where he's Squidward is gonna play the Bubble Bowl, which is like some sort of Super Bowl.
Yeah, for fish.
But the fish, no, it's humans. But the fish perform in a bubble. They perform the halftime show in a bubble.
Yeah, sweet.
And Squidward says gets his band to do it. He forms a band from Bikini Bottom, like a ragtag group. And there's a part when he's on the phone with Squilliam. He's like, I hear you're playing the Bubble Bowl or something like. And he was like, and Squidward's like, he's like, yeah, we're gonna be at that Bubble Bowl, and Squidward's like, well, I hope the audience brings lots of ibuprofen, and he just hangs off real quick. That's my favorite. That's one of, and I only learned what he was saying later on, and that is one of my favorite lines.
Yeah, because
I hope the audience brings lots of ibuprofen.
You don't understand that as a kid.
And immediately just slams the receiver, hangs up
Oh god.
I mean that show was geniusly written.
Oh man.
God bless Steven Hillenburg.
Yeah, I'm honest to God.
What a great career.
I am very sad because a few weeks ago I was just watching one of his documentaries about how he created SpongeBob while I was animating myself and I was listening. I had no idea that he had passed away. And that actually shook me a little bit. Yeah, I swear that shook me.
I mean, he was a brilliant guy. I do think SpongeBob is one of the greatest cartoons ever made.
Oh, of all time, bro. Yeah, you could say it. Of all time, man. I'll put it this way. If I can go to any cartoon world, I want to go to Bikini Bottom because I feel like I'd never have a headache there.
And I think we see its influence in even Cartoon Network shows. I think Flapjack.
Oh yeah, for
Flapjack
sure, man.
was really dark,
awesome, yeah, and original, but it was definitely.
But that style of humor, you can see that there was a SpongeBob changed
the really
style of
intense
humor.
Close up of
a
lot of cartoons do. I mean, I don't know if SpongeBob created that per se. You know what I'm talking about?
Popularized it.
It's like they'll be like, "What are you saying? I'm ugly," and then it'll be a close up portrait of SpongeBob with barnacles growing off. It's just an example.
Yeah, but I think that kind of surreal humor was definitely is now very popular in cartoons.
Yeah,
I think that some of it's owed to SpongeBob.
Well, there's this new generation coming up, man. What's this, Generation Alpha? They're gonna have SpongeBob. Yeah,
Generation Alpha.
They got SpongeBob on Paramount Plus. It's like this. It's like an animated obviously
back
animated.
In my day, we used to watch it on cable.
We used to watch it on Nickelodeon. It was Channel 27 for me, Joe.
32.
32. See, if you guys remember your Nickelodeon channels, definitely put them in the comments.
Oh yeah, we got 32 was Nickelodeon, 33 was Disney, and 69 was Cartoon Network.
62 was Cartoon Network. I don't remember. 27 was Nick. 42 was Sci-Fi. Yeah, I don't remember anything else pretty much. I have a feeling that Channel 6 was Channel 6.
Yeah, Channel 6 News.
Channel 6, I think that was Channel 6.
Is that your favorite program?
As growing up, yeah, man. I will say really quick, growing up watching Arthur, PBS, I wish I had YouTube. Because that was so boring. And SpongeBob wasn't on during that time. Because, like, it was like we were, like, I remember if I was sick and I wouldn't, like, go to school a certain day, like, I'd be stuck in front of the TV all day.
I feel like I watched, like, the Maury Povich show and Jerry Springer.
Yeah,
like,
my grandmother
when I was
watched
at home.
that. No, definitely
I
that.
was like, what is this, Mom? Like,
Yeah, my grandmother would watch that. Steve Wilkos
Yeah.
throwing a chair like, every episode.
I like how Maury Povich, like, pretends that he cares about people.
No, yeah, I know, for sure.
Like, but Jerry Springer's so transparently, like,
Yeah!
like, you suck.
You're scared of balloons!
Yeah.
Freak! No, like,
Oh, wait, did we talk about... All right, real quick, and then we really got to wrap this one up because this is going long.
All right.
You ever seen the Maury Povich clip where, like, the woman's afraid of olives?
Yes!
And, like,
Yes!
She was like, I just don't like them. And, like, he's like, bring out the olives! And, like, this guy comes out, like a production assistant comes out with a jar of olives. And she's like, no!
Oh, God.
He runs away. He, like, goes back to her. She's like, no, get away. He's like, Amy, I don't have the olives.
This is where Ellen DeGeneres got her idea of scaring her guests.
I just love
that
I
episode.
just love that. The line, bring out the olives.
I wonder, were either of those guys like ever a spoof on SpongeBob? You think? Because there were some spoofs, man.
You know what?
There were some spoofs.
I think there.
Am I tweaking?
I think Maury Povich was.
Wasn't he? Like
One
wasn't
of
it
them
actually?
was, I think. And I think they might have actually even provided their own voice.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know, guys. Don't quote me on this.
Oh, wait, real quick. The music for the episode where they were, remember Sandy was going, like, sledding, what was it, like,
Now, yeah, isn't it Pantera?
Yeah, one of my favorite bands of all time, Pantera, yeah, they, like,
one of my
composed
favorite
that.
When he's
Yeah.
like, life is as extreme as you can make
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Real talk. And I think on that.
Something I quote a lot is, this squirrel's trying to kill me.
Yeah. I think I always quote, "Hey, people!" That's, like, my favorite quote.
But, alright, guys.
Yeah, we're going to definitely spare you guys us talking about it.
We've probably lost half our audience at this point.
It's all right.
But yeah, guys, you know, as always, please, you know, like, subscribe, and we're gonna keep growing this thing. And take care.
Take care. Take it easy.